Good rising, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee Talk with me, Karen B. It is another fine Moonday. It is March the 24th, 2025. And it's a little rainy here in the Carolinas. How are you guys doing? Let's see who's in live chat. Southern Belle, good to see you. Vincent Loonman, Boston Ray Mudflood, Matrix One, Tony Coriolis, Gregory May, Aisling 717, Danny Smith. Thank you for your good comment. Dr. Evales, Redondo Rocket. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I have a really bad habit of just burping when I need to burp. I hope you guys don't mind. Dr. Evales, Billingtano, Ted Summer. Yeah. So I still have beautiful weather in Oklahoma. Well, lucky you, Doug. Yeah, I still have 2 more puppies that I would like to find homes for. 2 female puppies. If anybody wants a puppy, please come get a puppy. I mean, nobody's responding to my ads. Craigslist keeps flagging my ads for removal, and I don't know why, and I keep reposting them. But it's become very difficult. So, if anybody wants a sweet little female puppy, border collie mix, we'll drive it to you. I'll drive the dog to you if you want to give it a good home, depending how far you are. I'm like to the point where I'm like, all right, road trip, who wants a dog? Because we're taking care of them, but I really don't want to get stuck with 4 dogs, 4 puppies. I'm going to have to train 4 dogs, and I just don't know if I could do that. I could deal with 2, maybe 3, but 4? I don't even know if I could do 3. Anyway, pray that I find homes for those puppies, you guys. Just saying. All right. Hello, Rumble. No one's on Rumble. Hello, Rockfin. No one's on Rockfin. Hello, Odyssey. No one's on Odyssey. Anyway, I am streaming at all these places. I'm also streaming on X and Twitch and like all over the dang place. How come it doesn't have live on my thing? I don't know. Anyway. Accidental Alchemist, good to see you. Jedi Stew. 18 to 20 hours. Do you want to meet somewhere? Pimp moiled my foreskin. I can't say that name. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do my makeup today. I hope you guys are okay with that because today is the Deftone show, and I don't know that I want to like put makeup on and then wash my face and then have to do it again later. Because if I put my makeup on now, it's not gonna last until the evening. I'm gonna have to redo it. So I think I'm just not gonna do it until later. I want to be lazy. So, man, there's been a lot of stuff going on. I actually just got a crazy voice message from No Despair Bear, because you guys are aware that Lowry and Nicole moved out of the loft in New York. Yeah, but it won't last, Gregory. I'm gonna have to redo it. What was I saying? Lowry and Nicole moved out of their loft, and they were in Louisville, Kentucky last night, and I guess apparently the U-Haul that had all their stuff in it got stolen, you guys. And I haven't talked to them myself. I just got this voice message from Lowry. I think they just found out this morning. and I feel so bad for them, and I hope they must be filling out police reports right now. But man, could you imagine all of your belongings in the world being ripped off in a U-Haul truck? Oh my God, you guys, I can't. I feel so bad for them. Detroit show is April 1st. Let's see. Yeah, so after this, they're going to be in Nashville, which I think Marty Leeds is supposed to go in Nashville. And then Indianapolis, Indiana, which is where Rick is. Then Ohio. Then Chicago. Then Detroit. Then New York. Then Philly. They're like really... Look at this, I got back-to-back shows sometimes. They're really hitting it hard, touring. They put them on a pretty rigorous schedule. They're just going for it all the way till September. So, well, it looks like they get, well, let's see. They have a little bit of time off here. Some of these might be, I know they're in some festivals, too. Shaky Knees Music Festival in Georgia. Yeah. Interesting. Experienced everything being... Four Puppies doesn't sound so bad now. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Praying they get their stuff back. All the major Midwest cities in like a week. Yeah. They're on a very rigorous schedule. So... yeah. Good day, chilling. Yeah, I don't know. So hopefully Lowry and Nicole are able to get their stuff back, you guys. Pray for them, seriously. I can't imagine. Yeah. So what's going on? What's going on in Flat Earth, you guys? Anything interesting? I was kind of going a little bit back and forth with Joe Hanvey on his Facebook page this morning. I hope he doesn't think I was trying to be, like... I wasn't trying to be mean or anything. I was just saying that I didn't agree with his thing. His assessment of what causes lunar eclipses. Did you guys see it? Hi, Chi-Chi. Oh boy, this world is a mess right now, you guys. I feel like I've been trying to avoid mainstream news. Because it's just so much stuff going on. You know, America is bombing Yemen, you know, Israel's bombing Gaza, even though there's supposed to be a ceasefire. There's just all kinds of horrible stuff going on. And I really hate it. I hate it. I don't want to look. I hate that our country and our government is such a tyrannical, murderous, psychopathic piece of crap. Like, I really hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I hate that so many people are so brainwashed that they call you a Marxist or a leftist if you say you're against the government bombing innocent women and children. Apparently that is a Marxist point of view. If you don't think it's okay to kill innocent women and children with bombs from the air. Yeah. Sucks. I heard Lizbeth is off Strange World now. Yes. Yeah, Lizbeth had something happen. She got into a car accident. She's okay. She's just having a hard time. She wants to take time to herself. I don't blame her. You know, and with all this stuff surrounding the final experiment and all the crap that's been going on, like, I can't imagine having been part of that and then having to deal with all of the crap that has gone on as after that, you know? Depressed, yeah. It depresses me because I can't open X, the platform X, without seeing babies that got blown up. You know, they're like people holding up limp children because they got killed by bombs, and it's like, oh, yeah, that's our government doing that shit. Those are American bombs. It's horrid. It's horrid. It's abhorrent. It's nightmarish. It's crazy. It's crazy. Morning meetings. Hi, Spicy Sarah. Drama around Social Security. They still... Well, I haven't heard them talk about that lately. I know they were saying, like, that dead people were collecting Social Security, and they were trying to say that they found somebody that was, like, almost 300 years old collecting Social Security, which means that they would have had to have been well over 100 years old when they started collecting Social Security at the very beginning of the Social Security program. So a lot of that, I don't know, man. It looks like total bullshit. Who in their right mind would ever... Like, who started Social Security payments for someone who's 177 years old? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Your tax dollars at work. Yeah. Our money pays for it. Exactly. People don't want war, only the politicians. That's right, Danny Smith. It's disgusting. But then they brainwash people to be, like, you know, okay with it. Like, assholes out holding signs and saying all Palestinians are terrorists. Like, oh, even the little baby, that one's a terrorist too. Like, get the fuck out of here. Could that be propagandized photography? The world is gay and fake. Shiloh Carpenter? No, it can't be, because this has been going on for 75 years. See, here's the thing. I know, like, when October 7th happened, what was that, 2023 now? Because it well over a year ago. And everybody, there were people on Facebook who were trying to say that it was a psyop, that there was really no war in Gaza, but that's stupid, because it's been going on for many decades. That's actually one of the first things, that's like one of the first things that I became aware of that showed me as a young adolescent how tyrannical and maniacal governments are, especially ours. Because I grew up, I had a friend who was a Palestinian. She's Arabic. We were born 2 days apart. We went to school together. And that's how I found out about the whole situation between Israel and Palestine, like over 30 years ago. So for me, I've known about this horrific shit for over 30 years. And it's always been something that's like really ate at me and been very near and dear to my heart, especially 2014. Because 2014, there was a war. And that was like the first time that I had seen as much from it actively going on, like live, like real-time video coming from what's going on over there, was 2014. And that was the year that some Israeli fighter pilot literally flew down a beach and bombed 4 boys playing soccer on the fucking beach in Gaza. Who does that? I mean, talk about insanity. So I've known about this for a long time. It's not fake. It's real. They're really killing people. They're really murdering a bunch of people, and they're really committing genocide, and it's really fucked up. Hi, Sherry Ives. We can't even speak up about this stuff in the UK. They injected it, yeah. They aren't super happy with Americans. Well, I mean, can you blame them? I mean, I would like to think that a lot of them understand that most Americans are not in favor of this. Well, I mean, I don't even know. I can't even speak for most Americans, but everybody I talk to is like, yeah, that's disgusting. You know? But it's like everybody just gets ignored. They're just like, yes, bomb more people because Israel's our greatest ally and they want us to murder all these women and children. So we're going to go murder all these women and children because Israel said so. It's disgusting. It's cool. I know a lot of people, but a lot of people don't know. See, that's what's crazy. That's what blew my mind even years ago, back then, 10, 15 years ago, is how many people don't understand what's going on. They don't know, So if people don't understand what's going on, they're just completely ignorant to it. And unfortunately, there is, between all the media and the TV and the news outlets and blah, 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 there's a whole plethora of shit to distract people with other than the truth or anything that actually really matters. Many other countries in the Middle East. I know! Hello from New Mexico. Hello, New Mexico. Captain Caveman. Look up chunk cannons. What are chunk cannons? Yeah, a lot of them. Anyway, I don't want to be like Debbie Downer, but seriously, that shit it really literally eats at me on the inside every freaking day. It just makes me sick. It really makes me sick. I can't imagine what those people are going through. I wish, we could do something. What do we do? What do you do when the government is so fucking huge that the people have no control over it anymore? That's literally where we're at right now. We don't have control over our own government. They're like off. They're like, we're just going to do whatever we want to do. Oh, and you can't protest because we're going to make it illegal for you to say anything against Israel, who's making us kill all these and murder all these people. You're an anti-Semite if you say anything. In Minecraft? So I search up chunk cannon and it comes up in Minecraft. Multi-block structures that fire explosive projectiles. This is like Minecraft shit. Okay. Skunk cannons? Yeah, snipers. Snipers literally putting bullets in the back of little kids' heads. Like, it's really disgusting. It makes me sick. It makes me fucking sick. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Land of 10,000 perfectly flat and level lakes. Hello, Sean. Hi, Anders Ace. Skunk cannon. Non-lethal weapon used for crowd control by Israeli Defense Forces and marketed to militaries and law enforcement around the world. It was developed and is manufactured by Odor-Tech with 2 supporting companies, Man and Beta Alpha Technologies. The liquid strong odor is marketed as an improvement over other crowd control weapons such as rubber bullets and tear gas used by the IDF against Palestinian protesters. Blah, blah, blah. The material used is said to be an organic and non-toxic blend of baking powder, yeast, and other ingredients, deriving its name from the animal of the same name, which is known for its ability to spray a foul-smelling fluid. Skunk is dispersed as a form of yellow mist fired from a water cannon, which leaves powerful odors similar to rot or sewage on whatever it touches. Skunk is also sold in handheld canisters and in grenades and can be thrown or fired as projectiles. Okay. The company sells a special soap available to authorities but not to the general public that neutralizes the smell of skunk water if officers are accidentally sprayed. It has been suggested that rubbing a surface contaminated with ketchup, similar to treating a real skunk spray with tomato juice and then washing it off, may diminish perception of the odor. You know why that works is because of the vinegar. Due to the effects of the olfactory fatigue, American chemist Paul Krabbaum developed a compound that chemically neutralizes natural skunk spray by changing the odor, causing thiols into odorless acids. The compound can be prepared as a mixture of 1 quart hydrogen peroxide, a cup of baking soda, and 2 teaspoons of liquid dish soap. Oh, so that's how you clean stuff. Interesting. So here they are spraying some Palestinians. Well, there's like 2 or 3 of them there. Among Palestinians, the liquid is simply known as shit. Oh my god. And the Association for Civil Rights have been critical of the IDF's use of the product. Concerns having included accusations of indiscriminate use against people, homes, and businesses not involved in demonstrations. The IDF has also been accused of deployment in the manner described as punitive. Of course! So it's a giant stink bomb. Did you see that Table Rock in South Carolina and several other parks in Western NC are currently on fire? Again? Hey, Chicago artist. Nothing like nature. Oh, I'm sure they used it on everything, because that's what the IDF does. They call themselves the most moral army, but that's like exactly what they're not. Like, they call themselves that because, like, they're the most immoral, murderous, deplorable, disgusting pieces of shit. Let's see. Wildfires continue burning across North Carolina and South Carolina. Well, it's raining in my area, so there's no fires here, I know that. Wildfires have returned to the Carolinas, prompting another state of emergency, according to officials. On Saturday, March 22nd, Carolina governor issued a state of emergency due to the Table Rock fire in Pickens County, around 119 miles southwest of Charlotte, North Carolina. According to press released by the governor's office, as this wildfire continues to spread, the state of emergency allows us to mobilize resources quickly and ensure our firefighters have the support they need to protect themselves and their lives and property. Given the elevated risk of wildfires throughout the state burning ban will remain in effect until further notice. Anyone who violates this ban can and will go to jail. Okay, Ted, no more fires. As of Monday morning, the fire is about 1,300 acres. See, this is this is because we had a huge hurricane come through and knock over thousands and thousands and thousands of trees. And so all of those trees have been just rotting, starting to rot for months now, and now they're going to burn. Like, that's what happens. And you know what's crazy about Hurricane Helene when all those trees fell over, right? Like, I have never in my life seen so many trees knocked over. People are still, in fact, we're still cleaning up trees that fell over during Hurricane Helene. In fact, not this weekend, but next weekend, we're going to go to one of our friends' houses and we're going to help them clean up some Hurricane Helene mess because we're still everybody's still cleaning up from, there's so many trees got knocked over. So here we go. Saluda, North Carolina. According to authorities, evacuation orders were issued Sunday for parts of Polk County, North Carolina, where 3 large wildfires have burned more than 3,000 acres combined, with 2 blazes remaining out of control. Oh, wow. And I know Jesus Freak Computer Geek, he lives a little bit south of me, and he just posted where he drove by one of his friend's house and the house was burnt to the ground. Yeah, and it's been windy here. Really windy. So, oh, here we go. Wildfire map. Oh, wow. Look at all the fires going right now. So this whole area, in fact, if you look at this, it even matches where the hurricane came through, all through here. This is exactly the path of the hurricane. It came through here and it wiped everything out, knocked over shit. It completely deforested whole sides of the mountains. So, yeah, here's Asheville right here. Hendersonville. So this is like the foothills right here. Right here. Now, what's going on over here in Oklahoma? You guys got a lot of fires too. Interesting. The wind, yeah, the wind has been bad here, exactly. NDB, have you heard from Lowry and Nicole at all again? Same, exactly. Trees are still falling when it gets windy from all the dead trees still up. Yes, exactly, Cammie. That's what I was starting to say. I don't think I finished my thought. But like, there was a bunch of trees that, the trees have just been falling over ever since then. Like, I've noticed driving around, I'm like, oh, another tree fell down. Probably because it was damaged during the hurricane, but it never fell completely over. And now even more trees are still falling over from being damaged from the hurricane. Does anyone else get the feeling they are destroying trees on purpose to go with their carbon agenda to claim there is more carbon in the air? No shit, reduce trees and there's more carbon. Yeah, but I think that's like when they're clearing, when like when they mow trees over and then put up a solar array. Oh, that kills me, man. Kills me. Got the dam cleared. Nothing new. Damage from geoengineering. I mean, possibly. I don't know, but I do know that stuff is still falling over because a lot of trees were damaged during that hurricane, but then they didn't actually fall. But this path right here is exactly the path the hurricane took, if you look at it. So, it kind of makes sense. Yeah. Anyway. I feel so bad for Lowry and Nicole. I seriously hope they get their stuff back. How awful. All right. Anyway, yeah, lots of wildfires. I know we've been having a lot of burn bans lately too because it got so windy. There's no fires really right by me though, fortunately. Saying so many prayers, I know. Iceland children's minister. Yes, I had a baby with a teen. Minister was 23 when she had 16-year-old's baby decades ago. What? Iceland's children's minister? The children's minister. What is a children's minister? Iceland's children's minister resigned Sunday after it was revealed she had a child with a teenager 35 years ago. At the time, weird Iceland name person was 23 and the father was 16. The two met at church youth group when the boy was 15. Iceland's age of consent is 15, but laws restrict relationships between adults and teenagers if the adult is a teacher, employer, or mentor of the teen. Thordsdottir said in a statement that she had been only a member of the church group, not a leader of it, and that relationships between people of that age were not at all uncommon, even if they were not desirable. Wow. Weird. Yeah, like they just found out this morning. Right out in front of they were in a hotel. So, you know, it's like somebody just, you know, they're like, oh, there's somebody's U-Haul. Their whole life is inside of it. And they're at this hotel. Like, why don't we just rip off their entire life? Like, people are horrible. People are freaking horrible. Yeah. Anyone know if there's any truth in what they claim under the pyramids? Huge structures apparently wouldn't surprise me, but question why they say so now. Actually, Danny Smith, that's a good thing to talk about. So, let's see what they got. All the news about pyramids. Let's see. Because, have you guys ever heard of this channel? Maybe you guys have. I found about this channel through Ben. The channel's name is Land of Chem. Land of Chem. So this guy started this channel because he was doing deep studies on Egypt and the pyramids and the use of the pyramids, and he became so deep in it, he actually moved to Egypt last year. So he lives there. And he actually does a lot of site visits. He's got, like I see, he's got a lot of members only stuff, but he did a whole analysis on the shafts that they allegedly found, and he's very skeptical. So he goes through, the video is an hour long, but he basically goes through and he shows how their scans don't match. They don't even show known chambers. So like he'll go in and he'll show the scan and he'll be like, oh, they have this scan where they show XYZ, but where's the known chamber? How come we don't see the chamber that we know about? And I don't want to, you would have to go in and watch it. So like here it has, so they have a known structure here, right? In one of their, in the pyramid, but then their scan doesn't really show that structure, does it? But then down here they have another known chamber, and then here they kind of show, it kind of shows where the chamber is a little bit, but up here it completely did not see one of the other chambers. So whatever this apparently this SAR radar, which is like synthetic aperture radar, let's see, let's look up what it is. Synthetic aperture radar. Two-dimensional images or three-dimensional reconstructions of objects such as landscapes, blah blah blah. And apparently they say that that these images are taken from space. Okay, so the synthetic aperture radar is pictures from space that allegedly go down and look down and penetrate rock, solid granite, to give you a 3D image of whatever is going on under the ground, under the rock. So it's highly unlikely, you know. But then, and then also, if you look at the scan part where it talks about where they show the shafts that go underground, like they make this crazy 3D model of all of it. Let's see. Where is it? Okay, here. So here, these are the pictures. This is the scan they get from their space radar that they made. This is what they made those detailed 3D drawings from. Like they just took these orange blobbity blobs that go running up and down, and then they made their highly detailed 3D sketch from it. From the same radar that couldn't even show them images of known openings inside the pyramid, right? So the radar is showing this underneath the pyramid, and they're like, oh, there's shafts, it goes 2,000 feet down, and there's spiral stairs, and blah, 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 and, you know, and all that stuff. But the same radar image couldn't show them images of known caverns or known openings, known galleries inside the pyramid. So does that make sense? Do you think that a radar from space is going to beam down and penetrate solid granite and see this stuff under the pyramid, and at the same time completely miss known openings that are already inside the pyramid that people go into all the time because it's part of the tour? You know, there's a bunch of people just... People love attention. People love attention. And I'm sure the people behind this are no different. They're like, oh, look at all the cool stuff. They just, you know. And then, of course, you see that grifter Billy Carson doing a live stream. That came up on my feed, too, because I was looking at pyramid stuff. So then Billy Carson's there talking about, I'm going to tell you all about the shafts under the pyramid and what they're for. Because I know, because I'm Billy Carson and I got forbidden knowledge and I know all about the shaft. Right? Like, it's just so ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I really like Land of Chem because he actually studies the rock. He studies the type of rocks that are there, the properties of the rocks that are there. He understands about different sort of chemicals and acid etching that can happen on different types of minerals and rock. And that's the type of stuff that he talks about on his channel. It's super geeky. He gets technical. He actually investigates real things. You know, it's not just like, oh, look at a picture and the picture looks like this, therefore it must be this, and then we make up a whole big fantasy story that goes along with our picture, because mainstream's hiding the truth of my fantasy. Yeah, I know, Jana. Energy Harvesting Ken Wheeler covered it. Hey, Lowry! Yeah, well, Ken Wheeler, look, Ken Wheeler talks about magnetism, but listen, I've been watching Ken Wheeler a long time, and I'm telling you right now, not everything that man says is 100% truth. He likes to make bullshit up too, just like everybody else. Why? Because he's a YouTuber. He's a YouTuber. He makes money off of YouTube. And sometimes he says things like one time he made a video about how to make real AI, how to make a real sentient, like artificial being, how to actually make AI. And it was ridiculous. Ridiculous. And he was saying it with a straight face. And I was like, come on, buddy. What's going on here? You know? Like, I think he's very knowledgeable when it comes to magnetism and stuff, but when it gets outside of this other stuff, that guy can peddle some bullshit too, just like everybody else. Here's a fun story. We had our lives belongings stolen in Louisville last night, right in front of the hotel. They stole the whole U-Haul truck with everything in it. Joy, yeah, Larry, I know. NDB sent me a voice message and told me, I'm so sorry. Did you guys file a police report? That's horrible. Police are here. Anyway, my phone lines are also open. 704-666-1776. If anybody wants to argue with me about pyramids. I'm so sorry, you guys. I can't imagine. That was Ben's truck that got stolen in Vegas. When we had Flattoberfest in Las Vegas, Ben's truck got ripped off in Las Vegas. Like his work truck. It wasn't even like a special fancy truck. It was like his dirty work truck. And it got ripped off. Hard to hide a U-Haul truck. Well, unless they have like a warehouse operation. See, when I see stuff like that, I feel like it's probably a whole like criminal operation where they go around and they look for U-Haul trucks and you know what I mean? They go around and they look for U-Haul trucks in hotel parking lots, you know, and then they rip them off and they probably take them to some warehouse where nobody can find it, nobody can see it, and they can peel it open. I'm sorry, this is not going to make Lowry and Nicole feel any fucking better. I'm sorry. But it's true. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen, it's Glenn. Yeah, the pyramids they're made out of limestone, not granite. And as far as that radar penetrating...
Well, some of it's granite, though. Some of the stuff inside there is granite. It's not all limestone. Like, some of the inner chambers and stuff are granite.
Stone you see on the perimeter, on the exterior, I mean. They're limestone.
Okay.
There was a guy, he did a study. I find the geopolymer theory to be pretty interesting. You know, where each block was made individually, like concrete. Mm-hmm. But that was kind of interesting when I looked into it. I
mean, it could have been, but also, like, limestone and sandstone are both easily carvable types of stone.
Carvable, but when you look at some of the stuff that's in the Vatican, the statues that are in the Vatican that were quote-unquote carved, present-day sculptors look at it and say, it's impossible. I mean, the detail they were able to achieve.
In what material? Are you talking about marble?
Yeah, I think that's marble there, but...
yeah, that's different.
They're just talking about the incredible detail that's involved. They were like, no way. and there's some people talking about that being geopolymer too. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't think so. Marble is really soft. It's very soft,
Right.
and it's very. That's why a lot of sculptors used marble, because it's so soft and so easily to carve. And I think people need to like maybe get a piece of marble and get different materials and start playing with the marble and seeing what you could do with it. And if you had nothing else to do, like no other time, you didn't have to go on the internet, you didn't play games, you didn't have to go to a slave job, you could probably make something really cool with that block of marble, I'm guessing.
I agree with that. Same goes for hard work, hard physical work compared to today. We don't even know what work is today. Even the hardest of workers don't know what work is. Also on the pyramids, an interesting part of that is that the royal cubit unit of measure used on a Great Pyramid, for example, as compared with what I discovered as a metric that was used at suspect Mount Sinai in northwest Saudi Arabia. It's like 0.1% variance, 0.1% difference between the cubit that was used there and the cubit I deciphered as being in use at suspect Mount Sinai. Between natural features, I should say, by the way. These are measurements between natural features. All total, we're looking at hundreds, tens of miles of measurements I took, highly precise measurements. And so I think that's what they were shooting for. But yeah, there's only like 0.1% difference between the lengths of measure. And I didn't even realize when I determined the unit of measure, I started shopping around at that point for any other comparable units of measure, and that's how I found this out. I didn't even know about the royal cubit until after I found out what unit of measure was being used there. Mm-hmm. But that's interesting. And then on the Jew thing, there's that passage in Book of Revelation where there are a group of Jews somewhere, according to the Book of Revelation, that claim to be Jews but are not. So that's a question that arises in my mind sometimes. Like who is that group of people that's being referred to?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, Benjamin Netanyahu's real name is Jewish or Polish. His original name is Polish, right?
Well, I mean, that doesn't mean much.
Well, it means that he's not a biblical Jew, is what it means. It means he's fake.
Right, you got a point there. There's also the practice they have, which, as I understand it, in the Torah, names were, descendants of people and such. The male's name was used. Whereas it seems in present-day Judaism, the female name is used. I'm not sure exactly the details on that, but it seems that present-day Jews, they go by the female surname, which I don't really understand. I don't know the workings of it, but I found that kind of curious, too. But anyway...
Yeah, Netanyahu's father was Nathan Milikowski, a Russian-born Zionist political activist.
Well, last time I was in contact with the guy in Israel, I reminded him what Jesus said about, or what was said to Israel about, God told him, just remember now, remember how you were treated in Egypt, when it comes to visitors in your own place, so that's just something God told Israel, kind of like, remember what you went through, kind of referring to how Israel treats everybody else, but I don't know the details on it. Those are just some quick notes that came to mind, and ground ground penetrating radar type stuff, I find the stuff I've seen is pretty. I don't know. It's not that reliable in my eyes, at least from the examples I've seen.
Mm-mm.
And people they'll look at an image, and then it's like looking at a cloud. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. They'll go to that point sometimes, and they'll start claiming there's a line here. You know, you're just looking at a blotch, and they'll call it a line, and they start seeing right angles and this and that, and it's, I don't know, it's pretty blotchy to me, but
I think they're taking a lot of liberties with their interpretation of the data they got. A lot of liberties.
Oh yeah, and I guarantee it too that there's been a lot more discoveries. See, they got to keep some they got to milk it some. I'm sure they've got a lot of discoveries that are in their back pocket that they don't tell anybody. Some they'll never tell anyone, but I'm sure they have a lineup of discoveries that have been made that they will strategically release news of as time goes on. But I was going to mention too. There's a lot of money chasers that do Egyptology stuff too.
Yeah.
And it's another thing about science. You know, it's a perfect example. I mean, you might say, in some respects, the science, quote unquote, that's been done by Egyptologists, it might be the most intense in the world. But they can't agree on anything. You know, there's all kinds of disagreements, and there's constant arguments, and but anyway, those are just a few thoughts.
Yeah.
And, let's see. Sorry to hear about Laurie, and I'll put my prayers in. I'm sorry to hear about that.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah.
Okay, you guys have a good week.
Okay, take care. The concert this evening, Ted? Yes. Deftones tonight, baby. We're gonna rock out. Send radar to the center of the Earth. Yeah, it's ridiculous. From space. I mean, why wouldn't you just go under the pyramid? I mean, allegedly there's other people saying, oh, I already talked about this shaft that goes below the pyramid years ago, blah, 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 blah. Well, go down the freaking shaft then. Get a camera and a light. Like, why are people bothering with space radar? Like, it's just dumb. Just go look under the freaking pyramid. Yes, Brandon C. Charlotte tonight. To create a star image, successive pulses of radio waves are transmitted to illuminate a target scene, and the echo of each pulse is received and recorded. The pulses are transmitted and the echoes received using a single beam-forming antenna with wavelengths of a meter down to several millimeters. As the star device on board the aircraft or spacecraft moves the antenna location to relative to the target changes with time, blah, blah, blah. Oh, here's the surface of Venus. That means it's real, right? Does that mean you guys think it's real? Look at that. Ooh. Interesting. Kind of looks like the sun. Mounted on a moving platform, a Doppler technique is based on the fact that radar reflections from discrete objects in passing radar beam field each have a minute Doppler or speed shift relative to the antenna. Okay, so they're taking pictures of the surface here. But that doesn't, I mean, that's not the same as trying to look below the surface. These are all surface images, not under the surface images. So, I don't understand. Why would you use clearly they're only using it for taking surface images here. Well, at least that's the only examples they're showing. They could go above the pyramid in a drone or something, not space. Yeah, exactly. There is an international pyramid treaty that you cannot independently explore or navigate under the pyramids. Static in the Attic thoroughly debunked this new pyramid story. Total BS. Oh, did he? Just in from work. Would I miss anything juicy? Well, I mean, the juiciest thing so far is that Lowry and Nicole got their entire U-Haul truck stolen with all of their belongings in it last night. And we're all just, you know, putting the energy out there that they can get their stuff back, hopefully. Why wasn't that on Spacebuster's channel? That's what I want to know. Radar from space at 17,000 miles per hour to a stationary place on Earth, I think's not. Yeah, I know. Yeah, just the whole premise of how they obtained those images is kind of sketchy, right? And so then this is what the images look like. And, you know, here's what's funny. So here, I don't see any spiraling motion here. How come? Let's see. This one, they're like, oh, they get like a hint of a spiral motion. And then they show these big shafts with spirals. But then this image has zero spiraling detail in it at all. It just looks all level, like layered with like thicker at the bottom. And, you know, it just doesn't look anything like... There's no spiral pathways here. You know, why wouldn't it be consistent? It's not even consistent from image to image. Even that is not even looking spirally right there. And what is this? You guys gotta watch this video. Anyway, he does a really good... Ted and I watched it the other night, and it was good. It is now? Okay, then I'll watch it later. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So, yeah, I think it's kind of a big nothing burger. And everybody, you know, and of course, everybody's, you know, I already knew about this. I already talked about this. I know what the shafts are for. You know, everybody's just trying to coattail ride it, get clicks off it, you know, whatever. It's just more nonsense. Archaeologists excavated a pyramid and found 2,400-year-old puppets that look hauntingly alive. Archaeologists in El Salvador found a collection of clay puppets from the pre-Columbian El Salvador that they dated to around 400 BC. The level of realism, both in the facial features and movement on the crafted puppets, is remarkable. This can't be what they're talking about. Holes in the necks of the puppets likely allowed strings to control their movements. Well, can we see pictures of the actual puppets? because I don't think they're showing us the puppets. Bolinas. How come they never show a picture of the stuff that they're talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, show us a picture of the stuff that you're talking about. Oh, we found this fascinating thing. We're going to describe it to you, but we're not going to show you a picture. Like, why? Why even bother? Shut up. Just don't talk about it until you have a picture. Super genius people love nonsense. Just unbelievable the lengths they will go to keep us deceived. You know what I'm saying? Why don't they have pictures of this stuff? Oh, did you guys know black holes in the center of the Milky Way are destroying stars at an alarming rate? Black holes. So now there's more than one black hole? I thought there was just one giant black hole. But now there's holes? In the dense heart of the Milky Way, not only does a supermassive black hole reign, but a cloud of stellar mass black holes is wreaking havoc, consuming stars and accelerating the cycle of star creation and destruction. A new study published in Astronomy and Astrophysics has proposed a mind-bending model that could explain the seemingly chaotic dynamics at the center of our galaxy, known as the star grinder. The study's findings suggest that the dense central region near the supermassive black hole Sagittarius A is a breeding ground for stellar mass black holes, which over time may collide, tear apart, and grind stars down to nothing. Come on. The star grinder model proposes that in the dense region near Sagittarius A, the collision times between stars and black holes are far shorter than in less dense regions of the galaxy, leading to a chaotic environment where stars are constantly being torn apart. Oh. Karen, now they are everywhere. Glory black holes destroy stars. I don't really want to talk about Patricia's car. I'm just gonna say I'm not even gonna go there. I don't really want to talk about any of that bunk stuff. Several black holes in Campbellsville. Oh my god. Star Grinder, new Judas Priest song, right? Star Grinder. Like, what a lovely name. Hey, let's just make up more shit that makes it sound like space is trying to kill you, because we always want you to think space is trying to kill you, even though you don't even really know that it's real. Yeah. And the Tates left America, so that's good. Guardians of the Galaxy versus Star Grinder on Disney. Hilarious. Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis can't even talk anymore. Do you know that? He, like, can't even talk. is that thing I was talking about? So, he had this on his page where he says, the sun caustic occultation of the moon is what causes lunar eclipses on flat Earth. See, I have a problem with this for multiple reasons. First of all, the sun caustic, if it's making a sun at nighttime, what? I don't know. This just doesn't make sense to me for many reasons. Did you see this, Cammy? Him and Demi Moore released a video dancing and shit. Bruce has evolved to the ether language. He speaks through water. Hilarious. So, he's saying that the movement of the sun and like the caustic on the other side is what's causing the eclipse during a lunar eclipse. However, I do not think that is the case, like, at all, for many reasons. But let's see, can I slow this way down? Playback speed. So here would be the real sun. Now, everybody knows when you have a lunar eclipse, right? What happens during an eclipse is the sun and the moon are exactly 180 degrees apart. It's during the full moon phase. The moon is 100% full, which means the sun would be exactly on the other side of the moon, exactly 180 degrees out. But in this little animation, he's got it where, okay, so here the sun and the moon are not 180 degrees out, right? So the sun is here and the moon's over here, but that's not on 180 degrees. 180 degrees would be the sun and the moon over here. So even for the eclipse to start, when the eclipse starts, they're at that position. So if you play this through, he's got it like the sun is overlapping the moon to cause the eclipse, and then they're getting out of alignment. They're out of alignment in the beginning of the eclipse and out of alignment at the end of the eclipse, which means that that can't be, because they stay aligned long enough to create the eclipse, and the eclipse is not created by them going in and out of alignment. Does that make sense? This is why I'm pretty sure this is why Steve Torrance, whenever he modeled the eclipse on his channel, he had to put a third body over the center to create the eclipse. I wonder if his channel... no. Or is it Steve Flat Earth? There it is. Steve Flat Earth. Eclipse. Or I wonder if it's even on his channel. Maybe I don't. Maybe it's not here. I thought he had a Oh, here we go. Flat Earth solar eclipse. So these eclipse videos, I remember him saying he had to put a third object over the North Pole to create the eclipse. Hello. Sometimes even pictures can't help me. I know. Anyway, I mean, it's an interesting thought, but it doesn't really make sense in how reality works. So like here, the sun and the moon are 100% aligned only during the red part, but actually the eclipse, they have to be aligned the whole time, is basically what it comes down to. Here, I will drop you a link to Steve Flat Earth. I talk about this channel a lot. It's kind of, Steve doesn't really upload a lot of stuff anymore, but it's a good channel to go back to. It's a good archival channel. Maybe he'll start putting stuff on there again sometime soon. I don't know. I have never been able to reconcile using only caustics on many phenomena. It's not enough. Yeah, I agree, Cammy. I agree. And actually, this is actually kind of helpful in showing why that doesn't work. You know, and I know he's trying to show it as like what he thinks is happening, but it actually is a good example of why that's not what's happening. Which is good too. That stuff is useful too. I mean, you learn from everything you do, right? Getting stuff wrong is part of the process. It's part of the learning process, you know, and sometimes something sounds like it will work in your mind. And I've done this too over the years. I've had things that I'm like, okay, well, in my mind, I can see how that would work. But then when you actually try to, you know, hash it out and you know, fully explain it or explore that idea further to see if it's even possible, it turns out it's not. You know, that happens all the time. Yeah. Hello, Fast Eddie. Pieces, not a complete answer. Yeah. You know, it's extremely difficult to, Oh, is somebody trying to call? My sound wasn't working. For whatever reason, when this window is not on top, the call doesn't go through. Why is my sound not going through? Hello? Hold on. I don't know what's going on with Google Voice. It's being retarded. All the sound should be working. Your browser might prevent calls from ringing in. Change your browser settings to allow voice Google to play sound. Okay. I do have it able to play sounds. Ringing. Yeah. Should be fine. Let's see. Yeah, see? It's working. Okay, I don't know why the sound isn't... I don't know. There we go! Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen B. It's Tony Coriolis.
Hey, Tony. What's up?
Hey, no, I just tried calling a couple times. It didn't work the first two, but
yeah, it was,
whatever.
It was being
you got me now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I was going to say a couple things. So, you had the astrologer that was in the chat, like, you know, a month or two ago, Erin Waggy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching a couple of her videos, and her eclipse explanation, I don't remember it exactly, but I remember it. She was saying it had to do something with the lunar nodes. What are those exactly?
The lunar nodes? Well, lunar nodes, I don't know if those are different from like the ascending node and the descending node. If that's what she's talking about, then yeah, it does have to do with the lunar nodes. Usually they're by, I should open my astrology program for that. Oops,
Yeah, I remember it was when she first came up around, and I was like, oh, check, her videos. And it was a video that had the dragon in it a couple times, like a dragon emoji in the title. Mm-hmm. And that was a very good video. She went into a bunch of stuff. But another thing that she said, I'm not trying to, report back everything from her videos, but she was just saying on how she doesn't personally watch the eclipses because, I don't know, it's, not a good thing to do. And that's the first time I ever heard it. And yeah, I'm not trying to shout her out as, oh, she says this, but it's just, I found it interesting that she'd even say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I know there are some people who don't like to watch the eclipses because they think there is some sort of weird energy around it. I don't know if I noticed that, but also I don't know if I really pay attention to it either, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And, I kind of wonder for all the stuff, if it is just what, I don't know, you could convince yourself to give yourself that bad energy by thinking it type of thing.
Yeah.
I know a girl who, she eats all healthy everything, and then no matter what, hanging out with me, it's not like I'm on that same health kick, but she'll have something oh, I had your stuff and it got me sick. Well, if you think that, it might get you sick. So
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It could just all be in your everything could be in all our head. But then I had one other thing that I wanted to just ask you about. I got a Leonardo da Vinci book, and you remember I said he's a water monkey, so I'm just delving into a fellow water monkey, and I got a book that had all of his complete works, and then. One of the last ones that is said in the book, I haven't gone through the whole book. It's got a bunch of pictures. It's really cool. But it said something about Codex Hammer, and it's only called Hammer after, the guy who owned it, and then Codex Letizier or something. And now it's owned by Bill Gates, so it's not called, Codex Gates. But it said stuff about, the moon and whatnot, and I'm just not sure if it was, propaganda kind of thing, and they just kind of threw it in at the end, oh, this was his too. But either way, it's now owned by Bill Gates, and it cost $30 million in some auction. He got it, and I just wonder what's in it. It was talking about stuff with the moon and whatnot. So Codex Hammer by Leonardo da Vinci. Bill Gates owns it, and I don't know, there may be something in it.
Is there?
I'll call back in if I find anything out.
Is there any copies of it that you know of, or does he have the only copy?
Well, okay, so I took a couple pictures of what it said in the book, and I'll throw that up in the Rebellion. But, yeah, it didn't say much. It was just an introductory book of all of his works. So I'm sure I could find something more, I don't know, to elaborate on it more. But just a little bit that it said, I found it interesting, and then just kind of delving a little more down the road, I was like, this might have been some propaganda stuff. It was saying, how the moon can predict, a reset type of thing, and It was at least interesting. Figured I'd mention it.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, I'll throw that up in the Rebellion, and I could probably even link that video too that I saw where Erin was talking about her thing on the eclipses.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, for sure. Well, all right. Thank you for taking my call, Karen. I'm gonna get back to blowing sidewalks at the park.
All right. Thanks for calling.
All right. Peace out, and good luck, Lowry and Nico. That's tough.
Seriously, yeah.
Totally. And I remember Nico even said that, the last time that they moved or something, some homeless guy in a wheelchair threw a cigarette on all her clothes, and now she goes and now it's all gone. That's terrible. But, yeah, I hope it works out for you, too. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. All right, Tony, thanks.
Yeah, all right, peace.
Yeah, so, yeah, it does have to do with the node. So if you look over here, this is the eclipse that just happened, March 14th, 2025. And you have the moon. Here's the moon. Right? Moon. And here's the sun. And then each of them are next to the nodes. So the moon is next to the southern node, and the sun is next to the northern node. And this, when these, both of the luminaries are aligned and they're next to the nodes, that is, in fact, usually when the lunar eclipse happens. I think solar eclipses too. I'll have to pull up a solar eclipse, but, yeah. They're usually within a few degrees, usually like 4. See how it's at 27? The south node here is at 27 degrees, the moon's at 23 degrees. I actually found that in a lot of the eclipses, there will be typically like a 4-degree separation between the luminary and the node, and it will cause an eclipse. Now, is that a hard fast rule? No. Some of them were off and were not 4 degrees. But it was weird how often it seemed like the difference in placement was 4 degrees. So like here you've got the moon at 23 degrees and then the northern node at 27. So both of them are 4 degrees off from the node during the eclipse. It's kind of weird, you know. Fan of Aaron and mythology. Yeah, I'm a fan of Aaron too. Drinking root beer. Hey, Bill. Bill Wheel, this is an astrological chart of the last lunar eclipse. I guess I could change it so like everything's gone except for the well, let me see. How do I do this? I don't use this program enough. Sometimes I view wheel editor. So here, I think you can, no. Displayed, oh here we go. So here, I would just take off all of these, all the planets. Okay. And then that makes it so you can just see the sun and the moon. So here's the moon, and here's the sun, and they are perfectly aligned across from each other. So minutes. So you can see, you know, they stay together for a while there. So they stay pretty much at 27 and 24, probably within a degree, right? They don't get off from each other by more than a degree the whole time during the eclipse. So the nodal distance. 8 of Swords, a balance of opposites destined to be brief, to explode with violence and thunder. Tarot of the day. Got a link for Aaron. Yeah. Let's see. What is her YouTube? I'm pretty sure it's her name with astrology on it. Yeah, here we go. Aaron, this one. How am I not subscribed? I thought I was subscribed to her. Ugh, I feel gypped. How was I not subscribed to her? Did I get unsubscribed from her? I think I did. Shit happens once in a while. So, are you talking about this one? Total lunar eclipse video? Oh, Taurus medical astrology. Oh, I should watch that. No one has asked Karen if she is planning to do another Flat Earth Festival. Yeah, no, because they already know that I'm not. I am not planning any events this year. I'm out. Flat Earth Festivals is retired. So no, Karen will not be doing any events. Yes. You get unsubscribed there too? That's bullshit, man. So there's that. And then, of course, as Cammie was saying, wanted me to bring this up. This is the moon phases over flat Earth diagram that Cammie and I put together a long time ago. And so this would be the ascending node, and this is the descending node, which is here. Boom. These little, they're like horseshoe. One is like an upside down horseshoe and the right side up horseshoe. Those are the nodes in astrology. Let's look up a... Glad I went to the last one. Yeah. I mean, somebody else is doing stuff, but they're not associated with me. I am not being included. I am not participating. I'm not doing anything planned. It has nothing to do with me. Whatever is being planned now has nothing to do with me at all whatsoever. Okay? Okay. Here we go. That's it. Nothing to do with me. All right. So yes, the nodes definitely have something to do with the eclipses. So let's see. Let's look at the... When was the last solar... Let's look at the solar eclipse as well. So let's see. What was the last solar eclipse? The last solar eclipse was April, right? Of last year. April 8th? Yes. But it was... Time was... So here, the sun and the moon are together, and it's next to a node. I want to say... What time was the total eclipse totality at? It was in the afternoon. There. Okay, so like there you see they're both at 19 degrees. The sun and the moon are both at 19 degrees. They're next to the north node. And look at this again, 15 and 19. So the difference, they're both 4 degrees from the node. You see that? You guys, can you see that? Yeah, April 8th. So the node is at 15 degrees, and then the sun and the moon are both at 19 degrees. So 4 degrees away. It always makes me think about that Tool song. 4 degrees now. 4 degrees lower. Between 2 to 4, I think, was landing from a trip went back to... Yep, exactly. Went to high school with Erin. Yeah, that's right. I remember when I had her on a live stream, you were talking about that in chat. Node is a funny word. Yeah. But that's what it is, I guess. Southern node and then a northern node. That's it. And these are just spots where when the sun and the moon are aligned and near these spots, that's where the eclipses happen. So there is something... I think they're definitely included in how the eclipses work, is these nodes. There's something special about these 2 points. And when the sun and the moon are in alignment and they're they're in proximity to these points, that seems to be when the eclipse happen. 11:11. Oh yeah. You're getting unsubscribed. I guess there's lots of truth on those channels. I mean, yeah. Or YouTube just sucks. Other than eclipses, what evidence is there for nodes? Vedic literature, I believe, mentions inside 6 degrees. Well, now it kind of makes me want to look at other eclipses. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen.
Hey.
Oh man, Lowry and Nicole losing all their stuff feels way worse than the average Joe losing all his stuff.
I know.
Just they're so they're such artful people. The first time I saw their place on Strange World, I was thinking, man, what I wouldn't give to just wander around in that place like a curio shop. Man, I bet they've got a bunch of stuff that just can't be replaced.
Well, I know Lowry had some cool guitars,
Yeah.
Like, I really,
Yeah.
most stuff can just be replaced, but there's some things that, really sucks when you lose them.
Yeah, not artwork though.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Star Grinder, I think that's probably a gay alien hookup site.
Oh my God.
No.
That's funny.
And about the pyramid thing, I went through a brief phase, as we all probably did, going down the rabbit hole with Graham Hancock and Robert Schoch. And did you ever see any of Robert Schoch's analysis of the Sphinx?
No. I don't think so.
He's a PhD geologist, and Graham Hancock had suspicions that the Sphinx is probably 1,000 or more years older than the pyramids. And so he brought Robert Schoch in, and he was like immediately, these were, the Sphinx was here when this place was like wet jungle, clearly. And he makes a really compelling case for that. It's got vertical erosion from water, constant water on it.
Yeah. That could have been from the biblical flood too, though.
Right. Oh yeah, I think it was part of the ancient world that God was destroying. Yeah. Yep. I was watching a video last night and learned something I didn't know before. The Sphinx has a couple of shafts inside of it. And one of them is going right down into the top of its head, which I'd never heard before.
I didn't know.
Have you heard that?
No, to be honest with you, no, I haven't.
And they plugged it up with a metal a metal plug. They plugged up that shaft, and then there's another one in the back of the Sphinx, and so they were showing footage of a guy going into that shaft, and right away he's met with just a bunch of crisscrossing bars that they installed to block anyone from going in.
Mm-hmm.
Which is strange. I wonder what's in there. But if there's one thing I've learned, it's that archaeologists are just like egomaniacal assholes, really. They don't want anything interrupting their story that they've constructed.
Yeah. I remember watching like stuff on Egypt, man, years and years ago when I was still a pretty young teenager, and there was like that one dude who was like the boss of like excavating stuff in Egypt for a while. I don't know if he's still doing it, but I just remember seeing a video of him just yelling at the top of his lungs at people, just screaming.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And so the Sphinx being way, way older, and as a matter of fact, Graham Hancock, he talks about the precession of the stars, and of course he thinks it's due to the spinning Earth's wobble, the 25 or 26,000 year precession. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Well, okay, sidebar real quick. Do you think precession really happens where the different zodiac signs really do take 26,000 years to make a circuit around us?
No.
Oh, you don't think that happens? You think they're always stationary?
Well, they're not. What do you mean stationary? Because the stars aren't stationary. They do rotate. I mean, I don't know what you mean by stationary. Like
I mean,
like
oh gosh.
those stars are always the stars.
Well,
I don't know.
You know what the official story about precession is, right?
That they say that has to do with like the pole star changing, right? Like they say, oh,
yeah, yes, yeah, that Polaris isn't always there. Yeah. Exactly, and they say it's caused by, the Earth spinning around. Well, the axis of the Earth takes 26,000 years to go around that little circle that it's making at the top. So we're actually pointed at different sections of the sky as you go through the 26,000 years. So if you had the superpower to stay stationary yourself and just look at in the same direction of the sky for 26,000 years, you would see in front of you, Pisces, and then I don't know my stars very well, but you would see each constellation go past you, and after 26,000 years, you would be back to the first one that you started looking at. Do you see what I mean?
Kinda.
If you were staring in the same direction for 26,000 years, you would see all 12 signs of the zodiac go past in front of you. That's the official story.
That's ridiculous.
Are you following me?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And it's because of that, the Earth having that wobble. Anyway, Graham Hancock thinks that that the Sphinx was built when it was facing the sign of Leo, the lion, and that's why it's a lion. Who knows? That's his theory. Anyway, it's just interesting to me that it does look like it's clearly way older than the pyramids. I kind of believe Robert Schoch about that.
I mean, it could be. It could have been the first thing that was built. I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. And it kind of goes hand in hand with Göbekli Tepe, because that really freaked out all the archaeologists, and they stopped excavating that.
I know, they built stuff on top of it. They literally stopped, and they're just not going to excavate it anymore. It's wild.
Yeah, literally a cover-up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it looks like the Sphinx is probably from that same period.
I mean, maybe. Could be.
Yeah. Pretty interesting. And then if you get biblical about it, it just makes me wonder if all of this stuff, all the megaliths all over the world, in South America, Peru, it's everywhere, was part of the system when the Earth was overrun and being run by the fallen angels and their hybrid offspring. Before God said, "All right, you guys suck," and wiped them out. Mm-hmm. Anyway, interesting stuff. Probably won't know until we're dead, just like the shape of the Earth.
Yeah. It's interesting, though, like this picture here, the lower part of the Sphinx looks more intact than the upper part. Did they fix it at some point?
Yes, they did.
Oh, okay.
They did indeed. Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
Which, in a way, is kind of cool, but it kind of sucks too. Yeah, they did a bunch of reconstruction to it. Yep. I think around 1900-ish, something like that.
Interesting.
Oh, I always found it very interesting that the nose is chopped off. I've been to different places in Europe. I'm trying to think of an example. Oh, like in the Balearic Islands. What's that one island called? Not Majorca. Ibiza. In Ibiza.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been there?
No.
Oh. Well, that's an example of a place, kind of ancient place that got attacked by invaders. And they go around and they used to chop the noses off all their statues. I used to see that when I lived in Nepal, too. They've got a thing about chopping the noses off to smite the people they're invading. Anyway, the Sphinx's nose being chopped off was interesting to me. Someone was pissed off about what used to be there, it seems.
Interesting.
To me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I had.
All right, cool. Thanks for calling.
Yep, see you.
Graham is a lying Freemason. I know, Graham, I know. Pyramids in Illinois, Grand Canyon, Idaho, all over America and the world. Well, here's the thing about the pyramid. It's a natural stone formation, like rocks and crystals. Many types of rocks and crystals naturally form in the shape of a pyramid. A pyramid is actually a natural geological feature, or it can be a natural geological feature. It can also be man-made. So you kind of like, so whenever you see pyramid-shaped mountains, you know, if they don't excavate it and find like a man-made structure underneath, it's probably just a natural geological formation, because a pyramid is part of the Platonic solids. Prayers for Lowy. Griff just told me. Yeah, I know, Sarah. All the alleged churches have the same water under them. They were all pulling ether. Okay. See, that is like another, like, pulling ether. You don't, how do you pull ether? Like, ether's everywhere. Do you guys get it? The way I understand ether is everywhere. It's everywhere, everything, omnipresent. Nothing exists without it. So that's how I understand ether. You know, like the actual drawing board of the universe, or the cosmic, you know, whatever. How do you explain it? I just don't think that you can pull ether. You know, energy propagates through the ether. So you're pulling energy. What is the source of that energy? That's a different story, but you can't really pull ether. Energy propagates through the ether. So like without ether, you're not breathing, you're not transmitting any energy. There's no light, there's no sound. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and like that stupid video that went all viral last week of some knucklehead, like stupid TikTok truther knucklehead video where there's some guy and he's like, all the 5G towers, dude, they're creating artificial ether. No, dude, no. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. They might be putting out detrimental frequencies into the ether, but they're not creating artificial ether. They are, just like everything else, using the ether to propagate signals. Like it's not like there's real ether and then there's fake ether and you'll never know the difference. You know what I mean? Where do people get these crazy ideas? And I think a lot of this has to do with, like, you know, the lack of education. This, like, they educate you out of all this stuff. They don't teach you how the world really works. They don't teach you about real physics. They don't teach you anything about how, you know, they give you their bullshit idea. And then when you become an adult and you come across other information, you have no idea how any of it works. And you just start thinking stuff that actually can't work in reality because you just don't have the understanding. They did that to all of us, you know? That idiot video with the 5G, right? It's ridiculous. Artificial exactly, Zach, laughing, right? Did you see it? I'm gonna play that video because I thought it was so ridiculous. It was going around on X. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Right here.
All right, I wanted to cover this video because this technological grid that's...
Oh, wait, I don't want to watch his breakdown of it. I just want the stupid clip. Oh, here.
Hey Thoth, I have a question. Are the 5G, it seems like the 5G towers are kind of like synthetic ether, because I was noticing that they have repeaters freaking everywhere. And there's no way that you would ever need like a repeater for a 5G tower every other block in a city. I noticed that it makes the frickin' flower of life, dude. The way that...
Okay, so he's saying that they have these repeaters in a grid and it makes the power of the flower of life. I don't know if that's true. Somebody would have to go independently verify that, but if they're all spaced equally distant at points like this, you could probably put any pattern on top of it and be like, oh, it makes this pattern, you know? It just seems like they're reaching.
That the CIA and Verizon and everyone has it set up. So it's literally like they're replacing the ether with synthetic ether, which...
Yeah, you think this fucking knucklehead has any idea what ether, how ether works, or what it really is, or understands anything about it? Does he... Why do people believe these stupid bullshit videos?
5G, and I bet that lets them do weird stuff to our bodies, right? What do you think, bud? It's pretty out.
Bro, you just nailed it. 5G isn't just synthetic ether. It's an inversion of the real etheric grid.
Oh my
It's
god.
not about improving communication. It's about controlling frequency. Our 5G equals the synthetic flower of life grid. The fact that the repeaters are placed in a flower of life pattern, that's not random. That's intentional mimicry of the old world's etheric energy system.
Oh my god, I can't believe people fall for this
Flower
shit.
of life wasn't just a symbol.
In the Tartarian days? Oh my god! Come on! This is so stupid. I haven't even watched it all. I think that's the longest I ever spent watching it. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Yeah, Karen, it's Glenn. I just dug up a bunch of stuff on Dayton C. Miller yesterday, actually. If there's anybody out there who wants it, let me know. Also, I just shot you something I noticed on one of Shane's recent postings. Do you think I could show you?
What?
I just dug up something from a presentation that Shane just gave on tides. I was just hoping I could show it to you and explain it so everybody can see what I'm talking about.
Okay. So you want me to change the subject right now?
No, you don't have to.
I mean, I don't mind talking about tides, but I just want to finish what I'm talking about.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I've got stuff on Dayton C. Miller if anybody wants it.
Cool.
I'll call you back when you're done.
All right. They mean telluric energy. You pull ether when you're barefoot. No, you don't. You don't pull ether at all. That's not ether running through you when you're barefoot. That's the electrical charge from the earth to your body. My friend, please. Northern. Oh, my friend. Go watch some like old Witsit videos and he can explain the ether to you or something. Tesla ether info enough said. Oh god. Is everybody gonna freak out now and go, oh, you don't know about ether? The ether, there's artificial ether. The 5G towers making artificial ether. You guys, you don't even know, Karen. You just don't know. Tesla talked about the ether. Yeah, Tesla didn't talk about the ether like that, though. He talked about how frequencies propagated through it. I like how all you guys now are like Tesla professionals, Tesla experts. Referred to as a luminiferous ether specifically because of wave propagation concerning light. 5G frequency ranges are very dense but very low range and do need repeaters everywhere from my understanding. Yeah, allegedly it's because of the short millimeter wave. They have to have more repeaters because they don't travel as far. So the longer wave travels farther than the shorter wave, or propagates better than the shorter wave. I am not an expert in frequencies, but fear porn bullshit. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's bullshit because there is something to having a frequency pollution in major cities and highly dense concentrated areas. I think there's something to that. I mean, you don't want to be constantly being bombarded with all these frequencies. It's not natural. I mean, you know, it's part of like that book, what is it? The Rainbow, the Electric Rainbow, or I can't remember. Author Thurstenberg, where he talks about like a lot of the sicknesses, like the flu of 1918 or whatever. They actually were putting up tons of radio antennas. It was like when they started to every major step in electrifying the grid or adding more frequencies to the electrical grid where people live sort of induces mass sickness. You know, so there's something to that. I think there is something to that. I just think that, you know, if you guys are going to talk about pulling ether, you guys... Guy in the video is a clown. Karen is right. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Shane, for validating my opinion. Because I know, I'm just a foul-mouthed, tattooed chick who talks a lot of shit, and everybody probably thinks I'm just a dumbass, but I actually know some stuff. Sometimes I know what I'm talking about. Higgs boson? Yeah. I can honestly say I've never really given a crap about ether. I got better fish to fry. That's funny, Mark. How you doing, Mark? I think inverse ether specifically comes out of melted brick buildings that look like trees. Oh. I want to go visit some of the Tesla tech in the little towns around here. There are still motors and generator setups. Yeah. Invisible rainbow. Yes, thank you. That's what it's called. Mark Sargent can't be friends unless you see the same ether I see. Dr. Tom Cowan talks about it in his book, also The Contagion Myth. Yes. Ether is the northern lights. It the realm's power. I mean, okay. The northern lights propagate in the ether. I'll say that. Frequencies create magnetic fields. Magnetic fields create charges. The right combination of all three create light and matter. Ether and spirit are sometimes seen as synonymous. Ether foam. Karen, do you support other cartoon ball planets? No, what are you talking about? Yes, I'm heading to Deftones this afternoon. Yes. But also, like, I have children and I have to wait until they're home before I can leave. So we'll be heading out. It's going to be me, Ted, and Crumb. And we're going to leave like at 4-ish. Even in ether cosmology server, if someone comes in and asks what the ether is, everyone gives a different answer. It's true. We did a Globebusters episode a few years ago with Bob talking about chi and ether. Yeah. Probably a good thing to revisit. Maybe talking about what ether is would be a good thing to, like, you know, do another show on or to talk about once in a while, because, you know, there's always new people coming around and everybody's always learning stuff, and sometimes they come in late and they missed the part where everybody talked about the ether.
A blueprint power nodes to distribute free energy and consciousness-enhancing frequencies. Now,
This is like a pre-recorded bullshit video.
they're using the same pattern, but instead of amplifying life force, they're hijacking it. What 5G really does to the body, it's not just radiation, it's frequency manipulation. Your body, your mind, even your emotions operate on specific bioelectrical frequencies. 5G interferes with that tuning, keeping people locked in low vibrational states. It affects your nervous system, your blood, your DNA. The same way the right frequency can heal you, the wrong one can weaken you.
I mean, there's some truth in what is being said here, but the first few minutes is total bullshit.
At all-time highs. It's because people are literally being hit with an artificial non-stop frequency that scrambles their natural rhythm.
The frequency propagates through the ether. It's not fake ether. Come on, people. Come
They
on.
need 5G towers everywhere. Real etheric energy doesn't need repeaters. If you set up true resonant architecture, like cathedrals and pyramids, the energy flows naturally across vast distances. 5G, being a synthetic system, constantly loses power.
So now cathedrals and pyramids are broadcasting frequencies.
Why they need so many towers.
I don't know
They're
about that.
forcing an unnatural signal to cover everything. They're boxing us in with frequency. The more towers there are, the harder it is to escape the artificial signal field. So what can we do? Retune yourself with real frequencies. Sound baths.
I mean, look. I'm all about healthy frequencies. Look at me. I got a sonic slider right here. I put that frequency right on my third eye. And I love it. Feels so good. I'm all about, healing frequencies. And there is truth to that. But 5G towers are not producing artificial ether. That's just patently wrong speak. You're using the wrong words, wrong definition. Like when it talks about the towers putting out frequencies that are possibly detrimental, okay, yeah, there's some truth to that. But it's not creating a fake ether, It's just stuff like this just causes more confusion. It just muddies the water. Synthetic ether. Like, come on. You're just saying stuff and you don't even know what you're saying. Also, did that guy retardify his AI assistant or what? Yeah, I don't know. It sounds to me like it's just a recorded talk. Like he had some chick record his spiel so that he could make it sound like he was asking AI and that's what AI told him. That's what it sounds like to me. Gives news a chance to catch up. Seriously, we should talk about what ether is and how it works. We won't be in my K-truck. Dude, yeah, Ted and I took the K-truck and we rode over to Bolton's on Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah, it was Friday. It took us an hour to drive from the house to Bolton's in Mount Holly. And we almost died. We almost died. It was scary. I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't really want to do another hour-long drive in that truck again. I don't mind going across town, but I don't want to do that again. I'm not kidding. I love you, Ted, but that thing scared the hell out of me. Saturday, I put an ether cap on my... Oh, that's right, it was Saturday. I put an ether cap on my snake tip, also made of aluminum foil. I just think of ether realm as invisible medium that radio and electrical waves travel through, and I even think is part of holding matter together. It's like foundational part of our existence. Yes, Sergey, I would agree with that more than I would agree with this knucklehead saying there's towers creating synthetic ether. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, tell me you don't understand ether without telling me you don't understand ether, is basically what I'm seeing here. I don't believe synthetic ether is even a thing. Explain the K-truck? okay, let's see. Let me upload a video of the K-Truck. To, let's see. I'll show you the K-Truck. Somewhere in here I have K-Truck video. So there are these little Japanese trucks that get imported from Japan. They're like little work trucks from Japan. And Ted bought one to use around here. And then, see? So here's the little K-Truck with Griff and Josie in the passenger seat. And it's right-hand drive. You know, little Japanese work trucks.
20, 40,
and here they are,
100, 120. I weigh like
loading up all the chainsaws and gear after we were doing a lumber party. Plus the gear.
1,300? Yeah, about 1,300. This doesn't open anyway, does it? It can open.
It can, but it's locked.
Can open her. It's a can opener. And it cannot open her.
Hey, that thing totally totes you guys around. That's the K-Truck. And then we got in it and we drove. We drove, what was it, like 30 something 40 miles to whatchamacallit? Bolton's. Yeah, they have, yeah, the place where we went to, they have little fire trucks. They have that. Let me see if I can find my video where Ted and I did the whatchamacallit, test drive. Sorry, I have a lot of crap on my phone. I really need to delete a whole bunch of stuff. Oh my word. A million freaking puppy pictures. Here we go. So yeah, they're so fun. And you know what? The bed of the truck has, it's just as big as the bed of a big truck. Like same size. The walls aren't as tall, but like the size of the bed is the size of a big truck. Burgers, yeah. Hey, you know, Spicy Sarah, anytime you and G want to make a trip to Bolton's, we're down. Just let us know. We can all go together. We like going there. They're so fun. I brought Jenny some flat earth decorations for her flat earth themed bathroom. Last time we showed up there, she was stoked. So next time we go, we'll have to go check out the bathroom. You can see, see the little flat earth themed bathroom. You're in love with Ted for buying that K-Truck? That's hilarious. Yeah, Cammy too. And you know what? They were so busy. People love that place, man. They are killing it over there. The Boltons are crushing. Crushing. Well, do you have a long bed, Billington? No, I'm talking about regular size beds. Efficient little Japanese vehicles. Yeah. And Ted does fit in the little truck. Because there's versions of these. He got the Daihatsu one because he can fit in it. There's versions. There's like the Honda Acti. There's other versions of these trucks that are smaller that Ted actually can't fit in. But this one he got because he can fit in it. It's so funny. It's cool, Cammy. It's not like we would be against it anyway. We know we love you. You're always welcome. You're always included. Funny people on the game same frequency because I've been thinking of getting one for a few months now. Yeah, Hi-Jet. This is what this is. This is a Hi-Jet. Ted's is a Daihatsu Hi-Jet.
Rocket!
See. 4-wheel drive. See, Hi-Jet. Well, you can't really see it because Griff's leg is in the way, but Daihatsu Hi-Jet. Ted loves it. He loves his truck. He loves his little work truck. Yeah, and it's 4-wheel drive. Okay, so this is when we went to go do the test drive at Mayberry Mini Trucks.
Okay.
And this dog, they have this dog. This dog right here just jumps in the back of the trucks. And they go, oh, just go ahead and take her for a ride. The dog will go for a ride with you. So this dog just rides around when people do test drives. The dog just rides around in the back of the truck. It's hilarious. There's chickens everywhere. No, we don't have a dump. It's not a dump. Yeah. See, look, there's the little, right there. I want a fire truck. See, there's the fire trucks. Look. See how cute the little Hi-Jet fire truck? I want a fire truck too, man. So I was telling Ted, thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hi, Karen.
Hi.
It's Rethink.
Rethink. Hey, what's up?
Hey, first time I decided to call in.
Cool. What's going on?
Well, my main objective for the phone call is to set the record straight from everybody. Asking, I know this is your show, whatnot, but everybody's kind of curious why Rico canceled the show or did this or did that. Let me just tell the audience that this idiot, because we're almost both 50 at sneeze wrong and fuck your back up age, and this idiot goes out and decides to act like he's 30, do some kind of trick, fall, bust himself up, then get back on the bike and just fall over, and was in the emergency room. So there's everybody's reason for why this tinfoil sombrero didn't go off as scheduled.
Last night?
Yeah.
Okay, so the stream they were supposed to do with Marty didn't happen because Rico got hurt?
Yes, and I think maybe I'm speaking out of school here, but I think maybe something happened with Marty too, because Rico was on his way to a place where he was going to do the broadcast from. I guess he wasn't doing it from home, and they're either both true or definitely Rico, got Act 20 again.
Well, I don't know. I didn't know that he was in the emergency room. I thought I saw him in chat.
Well, he's out now. He's like, I still got stickers all over me. He's like, call in and set the record straight. Me and Rico are pretty tight.
Oh, okay.
So, But it just gave me the perfect excuse to call in. I've been listening to this show since you started it, basically. I've met a mod on your channel for a very long time. I just don't do a lot of internet appearances. Just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I'm old and stubborn. But, it's cool to talk to you. I've known you for years. You're one of the good ones.
Well, thank you. Thanks for always being around.
Not that you need me to tell you that, but no, of course, you're welcome. I was in the chat earlier. I asked anybody, is anybody day drinking with me? Because I have beer and power tools, and I am using them both.
That's funny.
and it's not even 12 o'clock here, but that's all right. I've been up since 5. You know, the boys come in screaming at between 5 and 6, and you know, anybody that says parenting is an unfulfilling thing is an idiot, but it's also gets on my nerves.
Yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact.
No wonder I drink, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't smoke weed like I used to. I just don't. Sometimes I do, but if we're just being completely honest here today, I've done enough shit in my youth that I think I've fulfilled that part of my life. So I don't smoke a lot. I probably don't. I don't even drink a lot. I have a few every day. Not even every day, but you know, a couple times a week, 3-4 days a week, I have a couple beers.
Yeah.
Why not, right? You only live once, yo.
Yeah, I know. Ted and I kind of have that. We try to be good and only drink on the weekends, but it doesn't always work that way.
Nah, I know. I get it. I go through spells like that too, where well, I mean, I'm not an idiot, so I can be trusted to have a power tool or a saw or a drill or a weed whacker, whatever. I can have a power tool in one hand and a beer in another, because God knows I'm not going to mess myself up. I did that. I did plenty of that when I was younger. The scars on me prove that I served my time. Ryan, can you go one, please? He's not going to go anywhere, so y'all might just hear him in the background. Hey, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Okay, you want to say bye?
Bye.
Okay, now beat it. Look later. Oh, my. So I didn't really catch a lot of the show today. I was in and out because I had some errands I had to do and some work I was taking care of. So I really don't have anything else to comment on. I just thought I'd use your platform to set the record straight with Mr. I'm 20 again and gonna back 50-50 some steps.
Okay.
And, I'll try to call in again. Yeah, I don't know. I guess, you know, probably last year. Holy shit. Last year, I called into a couple places and talked to a couple people.
That's cool.
No, I am not giving you chocolate. Beat it.
No.
He's got a chocolate Easter bunny on the fridge, and he's not going to let me alone until I give him some of it. Hey, you want these?
Yeah.
You say hi to Karen?
Hi, Karen.
Hi.
How you doing?
Well, she's running the show right now, but we're kind of messing up. That's what she's doing. But, you know. Here, why don't you give that to Malachi? And why don't you take this? Sorry, Karen.
That's okay.
Here, give that to Malachi. You know what? Give me that. Give this to Malachi. They both have the same thing. I told him to give the bigger piece to the younger brother. I guarantee you that doesn't happen. Anyway, how are you? How are you and Ted? You all good?
Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. We're looking forward to going to see the Deftones tonight.
Man, I almost called you a bitch. Yeah. Fuck, I seen the schedule on it too, and you know, it really fucking bummed me out when I seen System and Deftones were playing a show, and I was on it. I was like, I am buying tickets. I'm getting them right now. And then it was in Ottawa. I think Ottawa. And
yeah, they did 2 shows.
Yeah.
They did one like that in Golden Gate Park with a System of a Down, and then they did one in Canada.
Yeah, I'm obviously a lot closer to Canada than I am to the West Coast, but I was like, oh, this is not a big deal. I have a passport. So then I started calling people because, you know, you want a wingman. You want somebody to go with and want somebody to enjoy the experience with.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized my passport was expired. Last year on my birthday, it ran out. I had like a 10-year one. And so obviously I didn't get to go to that show. Thankfully, I've seen the Deftones twice. I've seen System of a Down twice. So, and I've seen them 20 years ago. Not to take away anything from those boys because they're still fucking phenomenal musicians.
Yeah,
but
they're still doing it.
I've seen all the bands that I wanted to see, and I've seen every band I wanted to see except for a few, like Death, because Chuck died and, you know, whatever. And I was pretty young then. And I didn't get to see Alice in Chains. I did see Soundgarden, and I who else? I don't know, man. I've been around for a long time. I've seen a lot. So thankfully, I have those religious experiences. You eat that whole piece of chocolate already. I'm not giving you any more. You just eat more. You can have some more in a little bit. Don't be crying. So yeah, you know, I'm glad you guys are getting to go. You going to hook up with Steph in there?
Yeah.
Maybe get a little backstage privilege?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Cool. Take some cool pictures and share them.
Oh, we will. We'll take some pics.
Awesome. Well, hey, Karen, I'm not going to hold your show hostage. It was good to finally talk to you after all these years.
Yeah.
And we'll do it again.
All right, cool. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Taller tires I had on my lifted truck, 2 inches that sacrificed my acceleration at MPG. Yeah, Ted got these cool knobby tires for it and wheels, and then he ended up taking them off. I don't have the picture with them on. Ted, maybe you can, I don't know. It's on Ted's Instagram, I think. Or Ted's Facebook, here. Oh, look at Remy. Oh, Ted, I forgot you had your cover picture as Remy. Oh, I miss that boy so much. Let's see. Why are they not showing up? I know he posted pictures. With the bigger tires. How do I find it? Why can't I find it under your pictures? Sweet Jesus. Ted's photos. Here we go. There it is. There we go. There's the high jet with the cool tires. That killed Ted's gas mileage. Hey, Zach. Still can't see well. Rico, I hope you feel better soon. I don't know what you did to yourself, but... Add a cam, port and polish, the intake, a supercharger. Turbo. V6. Some people swap bike motors, yeah. You don't need a passport to visit Canada. Canada and the U.S. share one of the longest unprotected borders in the world. Look like the tuk-tuks in Thailand. Fire truck looks fun, right? You sent me a pic? Where? I mean, I found it. But where did you send it to me? Oh, I just got an email about going to see the Deftones at Spectrum Center. No professional video or camera equipment. Reserve parking at several lots near Spectrum Center via the Park mobile app. Oh boy. Now only allowing small clutches, wallets, and wristlets that do not exceed 5 inches by 7 inches by 1.5 inches. So that is the bag policy. Oh my gosh. Click here for a list of prohibitive items that will not be allowed in the Spectrum Center. My goodness. Oy. Decimal Z, my folks had their honeymoon in Morocco. My dad was offered 12 camels for my mom. Was that real or a tourist gimmick? That's hilarious. 1974. Yeah, Zach, is that real? Yeah, that's where Zach, he grew up there, so. Hella funny. 12 camels? I remember, yeah, I've heard stories like that before. Camels. Could you imagine? Raised by Gypsies. Hey over there. NANED on Rockfin. Tuning Forks. Yes. Ken is a wagon salesman at times too. Thank you, Raised by Gypsies. He truly is. He can peddle some bullshit just like everybody else. Emerson, why live when there is nobody to watch you? I'll promote your channel to a large audience. I don't care, person. If I don't care. Just go away. Mute user. There you go. I don't care about promoting my live stream to thousands of people or a large audience. I don't care. Forever. Mute user forever. You know, you always get these like solicitor emails and messages. Let me help you grow your stream. Here, let me help you do this. Let me help you do that. How about you just leave me alone? I don't really care about your garbage. I just don't. My message is not for the masses. I am not somebody who is palatable to large groups of people. And I'm okay with that. Timu ads all the time. They were making jokes about trading me on a tour bus in Bethlehem in 1998. The offer was much higher. How about for 12 camels? Millions of dollar. That's so funny. Yeah. So, anyway, that's the K-Truck. Fun with K-Truck. Oh, he sent it in Messenger. Yeah. Yeah, K-Truck. Hi, Valley Parks. Good to see you. Some have put Honda 4-cylinder with VTEC in them, but it ruins the utility. Yeah, that's silly. But yeah, I think that's a good subject for Globebusters to go over is the, what is ether? What really is ether? Can you pull ether from water? Or whatever these people... I mean, come on. What are you guys thinking? The K-Truck needs some flattered stickers. Yeah. I don't know. I'm seriously thinking about taking the flat earth stickers off my car after that one dude cornered me in the Lowe's parking lot. I was like, I don't need this shit. I don't need these weirdos cornering me, telling me how insane I am all the freaking time. I don't need that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. See, now look at this. When did they... partially excavated in 1883. When did they alter it? Because this looks like... See, because there you have the bricks there. Oh, it's interesting. Interesting. Right, what is that? Here it looks like they got something over here they're trying to fix on it. 2010. So this is it. It was buried up to its neck before Napoleon's time. Sketches made in 1737 and published in 1755. Interesting. Fragment of the Sphinx's beard. Man standing in the hole on top of the head of the Sphinx. Okay, so that's the hole that the one guy was talking about, that there was a hole in the top of the Sphinx. Hole behind the neck of the Sphinx. Look, there's another trapdoor. Access to major fissure after restorations. What year was that taken? Sphinx Project 1979 to 83 archive. Interesting. Pyramid de Memphis. Memphis. That's interesting, isn't it? Pyramids de Memphis. What is this from? Why is the word Memphis in there? Why Memphis? Does anybody know? Memphis? Memphis and its necropolis. The pyramid filled from Giza to Dashur, the capital of the Old Kingdom of Egypt, has some extraordinary funerary monuments, including rocks, tombs, ornate mastabas, temples, and pyramids. In ancient times, the site was considered one of the 7 wonders of the world. Memphis is located at the center of the floodplain of the western side of the Nile. Okay, so Memphis is where that is? Its fame comes from it being the first capital of ancient Egypt. The unrivaled geographic location of Memphis, both commanding the entrance to the delta while being at the confluence of important trade routes, means that there was no possible alternative capital for any ruler with serious ambition to govern both Upper and Lower Egypt. Traditionally believed to have been founded in 3000 BC as the capital of a politically unified Egypt, Memphis served as the effective administrative capital of the country during the Old Kingdom. And then during at least part of the Middle and New Kingdoms, besides I can't say that, the late period and began in Ptolemaic period, along with the city of Alexandria, until it was eclipsed by the foundation of the Islamic garrison city of Fustat on the Nile and its later development of Al-Qahira, as well as some home of the kings, the center of the state administration. Memphis was considered to be a site sacred to the gods. Is that still, let's see. Is there still like a place in Egypt that is named Memphis? No, because it's showing me Memphis, Tennessee when I search it. What the fuck? Egypt and Memphis, Tennessee. I know they built a pyramid in Memphis. Weird. So if we go to Egypt, necropolis. There's nothing here called Memphis, which is really weird. Sphinx International Airport. So they don't call anything over here Memphis anymore. That's weird. Why would they get rid of the name Memphis? I don't know why I find that interesting, but I do for some whatever reason. Why would they do that? Went through Memphis right along the Mississippi. Last time I checked, the pyramid has a Bass Pro Shops. Yeah. Watch. Look, see right here, Memphis Pyramid, the Wikipedia. There. Bass Pro Shops, Ducks Unlimited. Yeah, if you drive through Memphis, right there on the river, see, it's right there on the river. They got a big old pyramid there. Interesting, isn't it? And then I just find it interesting that when we're looking at the Sphinx, and it showed Pyramid de Memphis, Egypt. Where is it? Memphis, Arabic, Manf, was the ancient capital of Enubi and Enibu Hedge, the first nome of the Lower Egypt that was known as North. It is located in the vicinity of present-day village of Mit Rahina. Along with the pyramid fields that stretch on a desert plateau for more than 30 kilometers on its west, including the famous pyramids of Giza, Memphis and its necropolis have been listed as World Heritage Site. The site is open to the public as an open-air museum. So, where is it located here? Did it not just have a picture? Ruins of the pillared hall of Ramses II at Mit Rahina. Interesting. Oh look, here's a statue with its nose missing. Like the other guy was talking about. Is that where the saying, cut off your nose to spite your face, comes from? What? Oh, this is 3D scan. Oh, getting a phone call. 1 second, y'all. All right. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that. I may have to go soon anyway, but let's see. Check out the Ismaili Center in Toronto. It's kind of like four-sided pyramid with a base, but more abstract. Ancient pyramids all over the world. Thousands in China, hundreds in America. Was a city now renamed. An 8-to-1 replica pyramid of Khafre in Kelowna, BC that is used to age wine. Summerhill Pyramid Wineries. Ether scientist Bob Grenier is doing an experiment there. Martin Fleshman Memorial. I think that pyramids were built by the son of Adam, Set, the replacement for Abel, the one Cain killed. I think I connected the dots with an ancient writing. It talks of them building a monument with 144,000 white covering blocks, which to me couldn't be anything other than the Great Pyramid. Yeah. Some kind of bloomed crystal. Memphis means of enduring beauty and historical significance. Well, this says Memphis came from Midrunt or whatever, I can't pronounce that, Road of the Ram-Headed Sphinxes, being a reference to the ancient causeway connecting Memphis and Saqqara. Egyptologist basis of the town's earlier name, Minyat Rahina, which could possibly be derived from a Bedouin tribe. Oh, the Bedouins. The Bedouins are Rh negative. Well, aren't they? Or am I thinking of something else? I know there's Basque. And then there's another tribe, and I can't remember. Basque and something else. I always forget. Ancient city of Arata. Looking at the two Moroccos. Which really came first was my question when looking into it. Allegedly Morocco, Indiana. Well, there's a lot of places in the United States that are named after ancient cities in other continents. And there could be a number of reasons why that is. It's a word, not a place. What are you talking about? Basker, RH negative, yeah. Arata seems to be a possible ground zero in this? For what? What you mean? We'll have to talk about that later. Yeah. Word with a meaning, but also a location. Yeah. Yeah. So interesting. But at this time, so this is like something that was drawn in like 1823. So at least back then they still knew about it being called Memphis. So that's weird. (1864) Japanese embassy to Europe in front of the Sphinx. Lots of people taking their pictures. They got dudes climbing on it. Jean-Léon Jerome Bonaparte before the Sphinx. So this is Napoleon, allegedly. Interesting. What is this? Natural rock formation. Okay. Oh no, it's just interesting. Having saved any links, look for ruins and 400 meters ziggurat. Canada wants to share our gun laws with you? Yeah, no thank you. Look for ruins and 400 meters ziggurat, huh? Okay, well that sounds interesting. That'll be interesting to look into. I think I'm going to wrap it up now so I can get all my adulting done before the show tonight and all that good stuff. I thank you all for joining me for another fine episode of Coffee Talk. Yeah. Have a wonderful day. Yes, we'll take pictures. We'll share pictures. We're done. Kahira Al-Muiz looks to be Cairo's original name. I don't know. That caught Memphis as a new capital when you were reading? I don't know. Yes, we'll see you tomorrow. Much love, you guys. Take care. And we'll see you later. You can send physical mail to P.O. Box 10, Earl, North Carolina, 28038. You can also follow me on Ko-Fi.com, and if you enjoy my shows and want to send me a tip, anything and everything is greatly appreciated, and thank you. And it's official. Flat Earth Festivals has been retired. It was great fun while it lasted, and I hope you all cherish the memories we made at Flattoberfest as much as I do, and it was a pleasure to watch so many online friendships become in real life friendships over the years. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.